What's up, you guys? How you doing today? So today we're going to be finishing up the trades that I had made on Saturday. I went through all 25 trades on Saturday, which took about maybe 4.5 hours to do. I was dilly-dallying a little bit, like just kind of, reading comments and stuff while I was doing it, so it might have been able to get done faster, but regardless, weekends are, I think, always the best because there's a lot more people on the game in the first place on the weekend, so a lot more opportunities for you guys to make platinum here. And I just want to give a shout out right now to Zola over here, who, when I first got on PC, this dude super hooked me up. Like, he's been a part of the community for a really long time, even when I was making videos from the Xbox side of things. And, he just really appreciates all the videos and all the help and all that sort of stuff that I was putting out in the past. So when I got on PC, he hooked me up with a lot of sets that were vaulted, which is mad cool. And I really give him a lot of credit for just being that awesome of a person to just really help out and do something like that. And again, a lot of you guys might be like, oh, well, you're a YouTuber, you get everything and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm trying to show this off for you guys and all that sort of stuff from the point of view where it's like, nah, I got it and you don't. No, it's like, I collect this stuff so that when you guys are on my streams and all that and you have questions, I can show you versus just, talking about it. I can actually show you what it is that we're working on or like whatever builds you might be looking for or whatever it might be. So all this sort of stuff is like really, really helpful for the community. Like, that's how I look at it. It's not like I'm sitting here, like being like, oh, everybody just give me all your stuff and I'm going to be super wealthy. And then in a video game, I'm gonna have a great life. Like, that's just stupid. I don't really care from like that point of view. So it's not like any of that. I'm not showing this off or any of that. It's more of a it's kind of like a shout out, really. That's why I'm showing this off. But he was mad awesome about this, so I really, really appreciate you, Zola. You were absolutely incredible human being. I'm gonna wind up showing off a little bit of his dojo in this video. You guys can tell by the title of the video, Don't Trade in Your Dojo. So basically, that doesn't mean don't trade in your dojo. It really is just some kind of title that, I thought might get attention. So you guys can see that, like, sometimes it's really cool not to trade in your dojo, because when you're not trading in your dojo, you get to see other people's dojos and what they've done with it. And there are some incredibly creative people in Warframe. It is ridiculous, the things that I have seen in some of these dojos. And you guys will see it in a little bit coming up in this video. We're going to run through a couple of dojos, and you guys can take a look at some of the really, like, awesome designs that people have come up with. Just mad cool stuff. So, if any of these people had known about the giveaway we were doing a couple of months ago, they probably would have, like, won that hands down. Just some of the things that we do. You guys keep an eye out for big giveaways that we do here on the channel. Like, a couple of months ago, we did a giveaway for, dojo designs and stuff. And the first place winner was winning 1,000 platinum, and then we had 6 runner-ups who were able to get a Warframe collection bundle of their choice. So we wound up having that contest. That was really cool. By the way, Player Shock is the only person that still has not gotten back to me after a month or two of that contest being over. Player Shock, if you're watching this video, you won. So get back to me on that. You're the last person that I have to send your name in for a collection bundle. So, yeah, get back to me on that. Anyway, if any of you guys are new to the channel, pause the video right here and check out how you guys could be winning platinum over on this YouTube channel here, and then how you could also be winning platinum over on my Twitch channel every single week. So, all that being said, let's get into some of the questions that I've gotten. So the first one is from Edward Kipp. Edward says, was it a mistake to craft build the only Necro set I had? The answer to that is no. I have always recommended forever that you guys build the first of any set that you get for yourselves. Level it up to Mastery Rank 30. If you don't like it, you can always, sell it for credits. Once you build something, you can't trade it. Most things in the game that you build, you can't trade them after you've built them. So, yeah, definitely the first set that you get, I recommend you get it for yourself, because the higher you get your Mastery Rank up, the more trades you're allowed per day, the more syndicate standing you're allowed to collect, the more like fissure points or whatever you can store for like your reactants for making relics radiant, or like whatever it might be. Just, yeah, definitely get your mastery rank up as much as possible, and the first time you get a set, build that for yourself. The next question we have is from a Viper named Paul. He says, what do you mean by flip items? So flipping is an expression for buying low and then reselling it right away for high. So if you see something in trade chat and you realize that like, oh wow, that's cheaper than the average asking price. If it's a good amount of cheaper than the asking price, you know, like let's say somebody's selling something for, let's say the average price is 100 and you see somebody selling it for like 50. Yeah, you could grab that. You can grab that for 50 and then try and flip it right away, which just means like once you grab it, once you get that for 50, then turn around and you could either resell it for 100 and then you make an extra 50, or you could sell it for more. Because I teach you guys, you know, like look at the, like figure the average, buy low, sell high. So buy lower than the average, sell higher than the average. Try and sell it for maybe 120, 130 or something like that. Worst case scenario, if you sell it for the average price, you've made 50 platinum. And in what you've done there is that's what would be considered flipping. So that's basically what flipping is. It means buy something for less than it's worth and sell it for more than it's worth. And you can make yourself some good platinum like that, especially you guys that like don't have a lot of time to grind stuff out in the game. You know, flipping is definitely a good method for you guys to use for kind of saving time. So you're not, you know, like it's kind of like you're condensing your time and you're giving yourself an opportunity to still be able to make platinum. Next question we have is from Henning B. Henning says, what corrupted mods are good to sell? So the corrupted mods that are good to sell that I usually see in trade chat being asked for all the time, on a daily basis, like they're always being asked for. There's a high percentage rate of people that need these mods because they're very, very necessary mods. Heavy Caliber is one of them. Narrow-minded, Blind Rage, Transient Fortitude, all of these mods I just listed right here, these mods are all rank 10 mods, or you can rank them up to 10 is what I mean by that. So all these mods you can rank up to 10, which means all of them: Heavy Caliber, Narrow-minded, Blind Rage, and Transient Fortitude. You could sell all of these like you've been seeing in these this series so far for between 40 and 50 platinum is the average if it's unranked. And I do that pretty frequently. The other ones, the other corrupted bonds that are very big sellers, would be Fleeting Expertise and Overextended. And those are only 5 ranked, but even, those are only 5 Mastery rank. And even though it's the same amount of effort, same amount of energy, and I totally agree that this should be worth the same amount as the other ones, 40 to 50, because they're only a 5 spot or whatever, it's kind of like a bug that the community has in their brain where it's like, oh, well, it's only a 5 rank mod, so it's not as important. So that obviously means that it's not going to be as expensive, which is, it's the same amount of work, the same amount of RNGs that goes into it in order for you to, acquire that mod if you're farming for it. But on average, they really sell for a little bit less. So if you see a Fleeting or an Overextended and they're 5s, because they're 5 spots or whatever, like up to rank 5 is what they can go to. Unranked, you can sell those for about 30 platinum, which is what I've been doing. So 30 to 40 is about right for those on average. The next question that we have, and I like this name. Let me know if I pronounce this right. If I do, I think that's pretty cool. But Lefex, I don't know if that's what it is. Lefex says, PS4, if you were to buy a vaulted frame and you wanted it cheaper than you would sell it, how far down the margin between them do you have to be for you to consider buying it? So let's use Nova Prime for an example, right? Nova Prime has been vaulted for a while now, and she is a necessary frame. So she's popular and she's useful. She is important, definitely. Her price currently, I feel like I've just been seeing it for like lower than maybe like lower than 5, really. She should be averaging by now, hands down, Nova should totally be averaging about 500 platinum with how long she's been out of the game, how popular she is, and how useful she is. Especially how useful she is, in squads with other people. She's a very, very good frame. But on average right now, she's not really going for what I feel that she should be valued. I feel she should be valued at 500. I already know people that have consistently been able to sell her for 700. Yeah, it doesn't happen right away. It doesn't, happen often. They're not doing it very often, but they still are able to sell Nova sets for 700, even though it may take them some time. It's been happening. I know these people personally. So if Nova should be 5, and I know she could be sold for 7, how low would the margin have to be for me to consider buying a Nova? To be completely honest, because most people aren't at that mindset where they're looking at Nova and saying, oh yeah, she's totally worth 500, I will pay 500 for that. And it takes a lot of time for you to be able to make a kind of trade, like make the kind of trade where somebody, you know, gives you 500 for a Nova set. Then I would only consider buying the Nova and flipping her right now if I got her for 200 plat or less for a Nova is an absolute throwaway. Like, that is these people are throwing it away if they're getting rid of their Nova for 200 or less. And if I see a throwaway in trade chat, I am absolutely grabbing that. There's no doubt in my mind I am grabbing the crap out of that, and I'm totally going to flip that for around 5. If the margin was a little less. Like, if I saw a Nova being sold for 400, that's too close to the average for me. I'm looking for something that really, like, just makes my eyes peel wide open and makes me go, oh my god, they must think this is trash, or something like that. But if somebody was selling it for like 350, 400, it's still, to me, it's still too close to the margin of what she's been averaging lately. So, you know, kind of look at it like that. If you see something in trade chat and it makes you just blow your eyes wide open and be like, wow, I can't believe that, you know, that's the price they're selling it for, then it might be a good, you know, that might be a good way for you to say, like, yeah, I should probably pick this up. Now, what we're looking at right now in trade chat, in the video, I want you guys to kind of notice, if you have to scroll back just a little bit in the video, then do it, but I want you to see how fast this happened. I know I talked about Rhino, you know, should be averaging 600, and 500 is close enough to the middle margin for that too. Plus, we don't know if he's coming back. But this definitely wasn't, you know, like, I didn't have to say anything to this guy. I saw him, he wasn't asking for 440, he wasn't asking for 450. He was asking for 5, and it's a lot closer to 600 than, you know, all the other prices that I see people wanting to buy a Rhino for. So, like, I would never, never, never sell a Rhino for 400 or less. At this exact moment in time. But because this guy literally just did want to buy Rhino 500 plat, I did, the first thing I did wasn't even to talk to him. I just shot him an invite because I knew I had to beat everybody else out there that might have seen this message. Like I tell you guys all the time, you know, like, it's stupid to change your prices because of what you see other people doing in trade chat, to try to compete with them. Because when somebody sees a good deal, they're not going to let anybody else jump on it. They're jumping on that deal, and they're not wasting a single second of time to let anybody else beat them to that trade. So if you scroll back, you'll see I find it. Like I see the trade, I shoot him an invite, he jumps over immediately, and then we don't even have conversation. The only thing that he winds up, you know, the only thing that I wind up saying is thank you after the trade is over, and you guys can see there was no conversation for that to happen. Sold a Rhino set for 500, and for those of you that don't believe that there are these people out there that have loads of plat and don't care what something is worth, I am telling you right now that you got to play the game longer to believe me, because they exist, they are out there, there are loads of them, and you guys will be able to make trades. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Start your comments off of PC, PS4, or Xbox One. I love your faces, and I will see you guys in the next one.